All right, let's talk about one of the biggest challenges for any e-commerce brand out there. How do you stop your marketing from being seen as just another cost and turn it into the real, undeniable engine for profitable growth? Well, we're going to walk through a really powerful framework that's designed to do exactly that. Let's get into it.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll nail down the core problem that marketers are facing. Then, we're going to build the solution, piece by piece. We'll start with a foundation of truth, then architect a real strategic plan, move into executing with speed, and finally, future-proof the whole thing. And it all comes together in something called the Unified Growth Flywheel.
Okay, first up, let's really diagnose the issue. See, there's this huge gap between what marketing leaders are told to do, which is, drive profitable growth, and the messy, complicated reality they're dealing with every single day. Let's unpack that tension. So, just take a second and ask yourself this, honestly. In your company, is marketing seen as a critical investment, or is it just another line on the expense sheet? The first thing to get a haircut when budgets get tight. That perception is exactly what we have to change. Because let's be real, the pressure has never been higher. For any marketing leader today, the mandate is crystal clear. You have to deliver growth that is both predictable and crucially profitable. Anything less than that just doesn't cut it anymore.
So, where do we even begin? Well, you start by building a foundation of solid truth. Because you can't optimize anything, you can't build a strategy until you have absolute clarity. This is the part where we stop guessing and we start knowing. And this foundation, it's built on two really powerful pillars. Think of it like this. Full funnel measurement that gives you the complete, detailed map of every single customer journey. Then, incrementality comes in and tells you which roads on that map are actually causing people to move forward and buy.
And this is where the whole conversation changes. Full funnel measurement gets you out of the weeds of single channel metrics, so you can see the entire customer story. And suddenly, those endless budget debates based on gut feelings, they get replaced with objective data, which lets you surgically, precisely optimize your entire marketing mix.
Incrementality then gives you the proof. It shows what caused the growth by isolating the sales that happened only because of your marketing. So imagine this, you're in the boardroom. Instead of saying, I think this campaign worked, you can say, this campaign drove an incremental $2 million in revenue that we would not have had otherwise. That's what lets you cut wasteful spending and align every single dollar with the company's biggest financial goals.
Okay, so with that foundation of truth locked in, we can switch gears. We're moving from just understanding what happened in the past to actually architecting our future success. This next phase is all about optimizing your resources for the absolute maximum return.
Our next two pillars are all about financial strategy. Budget allocation is pretty straightforward. It's about putting your money into the channels you now know are performing the best. But then, optimal spend level. That's where we get really sophisticated. It's about finding that exact point where spending more money stops giving you better results. And this is a total game changer. It means you're moving from gut feelings and intuition to decisions backed by cold, hard data. You can systematically focus your investments on the proven winners and build budget strategies that are not just robust, but completely defensible when people start asking questions. Think about it like this. There's a sweet spot, a zone of optimal spend, where every dollar you put in gives you a fantastic return. But if you keep spending past that point, you hit the zone of diminishing returns. That's the wasted spend you see there. Knowing exactly where that tipping point is, well, that's how you protect your profitability. A brilliant plan is totally useless if you can't execute it well. And in today's market, you gotta be fast, you gotta be agile. This whole phase is about turning that great strategy into action, driving performance day in and day out, and expanding strategically. So the two pillars of execution are campaign optimization and new channel launch. Think of optimization like fine-tuning the engine you already have, making it run smoother and faster in real time. And launching a new channel? That's about building a brand new rocket to expand your reach. But launching with confidence because it's backed by data, not just hope. This is really how you stay ahead of the curve. Agile execution means you're using real-time data to tweak campaigns while they're still live. The whole set-it-and-forget-it mentality is gone. And when you want to expand, you use data to de-risk the launch, figuring out a channel's potential before you throw a huge budget at it.
All right, we're at the final stage of strategic maturity. See, it's not enough to win today. You have to future-proof your strategy for tomorrow. This is about playing chess, not checkers, moving from just reacting to the market to actually anticipating and mastering it.
These final two pillars give you strategic foresight. Scenario planning and forecasting, that's basically preparing for what's next by modeling different possible futures. And seasonality and promotions, that's all about mastering those predictable, high-stakes moments like Black Friday to absolutely maximize your profit.
So what does this actually mean? It means you're not just reacting anymore. You're using AI to play out all the what-ifs, so you can develop proactive strategies and reduce risk. And at the same time, you're looking at historical data to master those critical sales windows, making sure your marketing is perfectly timed for maximum impact.
Finally, when we put all of these pillars together, they don't just sit there side by side, they lock together. They start to spin, forming this powerful, self-reinforcing system we call the unified growth flywheel. This is the true engine for a competitive advantage that lasts. A flywheel is a system where each part feeds and accelerates the next, just building momentum over time. And that's exactly what happens here. You start with the foundation of clarity. That clarity fuels better planning. That smarter strategy enables agile execution. And that execution gives you the data to future-proof your business, which brings you right back to the beginning with even more clarity. Each step powers the next, creating this unstoppable momentum.
And you don't have to take my word for it. The source material puts it perfectly. In today's world, adopting a unified measurement framework is no longer a choice. It is the definitive requirement for building an advantage that's not just durable, but defensible.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Take a hard look at your own organization and ask yourself, is your marketing really ready to be the engine of growth? Thanks for digging into this with me.